Uh,
Live on
Bolt
where?
Trust notifier system error. The codex execution cannot be processed because VCCORLIB.DL was not found.
It says we're live.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, some kind of DLL is not there. It says we're live. All right, we're just gonna go with it, guys.
Live where though? Like, do I go to Facebook?
Yeah, we're live there.
Okay.
We're live.
Did
right
We are. We are. We are
I,
live.
I will. I think your son was playing with your computer. You need to get him.
That's
He
it.
somehow went in the back and deleted Kodak and stuff like that. And
There's a DLL error. When I logged on, I had a Adobe Acrobat DLL error.
he Control F and went to the drivers and deleted random drivers.
Dude, this is the worst. So, anybody tuning in right now, we are going live on a different date, at a different time, later than normal, an hour later, because I've been having a good amount of technical difficulties that have been pissing me off. As you can see, this is not our normal layout. I had to ditch my normal streaming software and go with StreamYard. Nothing against StreamYard, but I enjoy my other way. So let me just make sure we're on Twitch as well, which it says that we are. All right, we are live on Twitch, so I'll share that one. Anybody tuning in right now, I see 2 people tuned in. Go ahead and share if you would like. As I am doing. We're gonna do our best, do what we can, and hopefully make magic. That's done. I'll view from Facebook. Let me know anybody tuning in if there's any issues. If everything looks good and pretty. I'm very excited for today's show, so I did not want to do as Godfrey was and Demonoid were saying, cancel. We're gonna make this shit happen. We got cool announcements, cool stuff to discuss. So we're gonna go.
We're gonna amp it up.
We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live.
Chris Pontius is gonna come out of nowhere.
Okay.
Is that a carpal tunnel brace on your wrist?
This is as I fell off my e-bike and my wrist still hasn't healed properly. I might have to. I went and got an X-ray.
Where do you ride an e-bike at?
Oh, look. The wife says, Matt, your soundboard is still hilarious.
Laura's always had great taste. What can I say? Thank you. So, how do you ride an e-bike to work? Like, or was this at Disneyland?
No, I ride an e-bike to work.
Wait, literally?
Yes.
Wait, how far is your job?
10 miles away.
How fast does the e-bike go?
28 miles.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
It's all sinking in now.
Hold on.
Before we start the show, I'll show it real fast.
Hold on. So you're getting up early in the morning and riding an e-bike at the ass crack of dawn?
Yes.
Are you going to continue this in the wintertime?
Yes.
No.
I want to see this. I want to see this shit. I almost want to show up to his house and just and like trail him in the car just to see what.
Wait, let me bring up the bike. Give me a second.
What? There's no exercise involved in it because it's an e-bike. Are you just trying to save on gas?
No, it has pedal assist, so there is exercise involved.
You're assisting the electronic part of the bike, though. You're not pedaling 28 miles per hour.
So here's the bike. And that's my e-bike. It's got a detachable battery, so I bring it indoors to charge it when I get to work. It's got 6-layer shock absorption. It's got the fat tires. Look, it's like a tiger. Speed of a tiger.
30 miles per hour.
I've got it up to 30, yeah.
How long does your commute take?
Half hour.
How long would it take?
Hour. For real?
How long would it take in a car?
Half hour. A car would be 20 minutes.
Bullshit.
I'm dead serious.
That's 45 minutes easy.
No.
Blackwood to Camden on a bicycle.
Nope, 30 to 35 minutes.
You got to be going full throttle.
Mm-hmm.
First
He's
off,
running red lights. He's jumping through people's backyards. He's like Bart Simpson.
He's gonna look like that scene in Dumb and Dumber when they're riding that like mini bike and he's frozen on the other end in the wintertime.
No, it's great. There's actually, if I can find it, there is a picture of the bike that distinctly shows it being ridden in the wintertime.
What inspired this idea?
My gas, when I got the bill for our gas from our combined giant cars. But yeah, look at this. Also, being able to wake up earlier, fitness and everything. But yeah, so look at this guy. Like he's having a great time. Look at how happy this guy is.
You're probably pedaling like 10% of the time, if that. No
I
way.
burn 500 to 600 calories pedaling to work.
How often do you
there
pedal?
and back? There and back.
At McDonald's for breakfast.
Both ways. But look at how happy this guy is.
I just want to be there one day if you have to pick Cole up from school one day and you have to show up on the bike.
Multiple snowy. Look at this guy. He's popping. He's jumping in the snow. He's jumping.
Was your accident videoed? Like a red light camera got you at all? Getting smoked?
Wait, so you fell off on your commute?
See? I have a flat tire right now I'm fixing, yes. But yeah, I fell off, yes.
Laura fixing it for you?
I wouldn't say as much as I fell off as much as I ran into a car.
Oh, yeah. Christ. You ran into a fucking car?
Yes.
Did
See, isn't everybody happy for the technical difficulties and the pre-show banter? But yes.
You rear-ended it?
No. So I was driving in the bike lane. The other cars were driving. So it's amazing to see how many people out there do not follow the actual
bike lane.
Oh shit. Oh shit. My mother didn't know the story of how I got into an accident. Okay, so
well, this has been a night to
oh, this is gonna be bad.
Let's just not do a show. Let's just have some fun here.
Real fast, I'll try to get through this story because we got to start the show. Yes, I just got a text message from the wife that says now your mom knows how it happened. Anyway, so
you think this music is playing in your mom's house right now?
I was in the bike lane. It's amazing when you ride a bike or an e-bike, how many people out there you see that don't know the rules and regulations and laws of riding on the street with a bike. I was in the bike lane, and it was right before Labor Day. It was like Labor Day traffic. So I'm going down in the bike lane down a road, if you're not from New Jersey, the Black Horse Pike. So I'm going down a Black Horse Pike on the side of the road with traffic. And there's so much traffic because it's the weekend. It's start of a holiday weekend. And I'm flying past these dudes at like 30 miles an hour. Now, I know it doesn't sound like flying, but when you're on a bike and they're all in traffic, it's flying. And I'd gone about a month and a half, 2 months without any issues. So I kind of got cocky. I got overzealous. So I'm flying down the side of the road, and there's a light at the light I'm coming up to, a traffic light, and I see that it's green and cars are going through. And I'm like, I'm going to fly through this thing. And I look up, and I see if anybody is actually like has their turn signal on. I'm looking at the ground to make sure I don't hit anything. And as I'm going, this woman, because it's just a regular intersection, goes to make a right. Well, she goes to make a right, whether or not she had her turn signal on and I didn't see it or what have you, but I'm flying at 30. So when the front of her vehicle comes out, I go to try and turn and end up smacking dead into the front of her car. I go full force into it. My bike and myself get flung to the side of the road. I smack down. My helmet got dented. My arm got messed up. This arm got messed up. I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere. And it was pretty intense. So I no longer get cocky on the road, especially at intersections when I'm on my e-bike.
Well, I'm glad you're turning out safe.
Yeah. So that's the story.
Like, you getting money from her? Are you giving money to her? What's the deal there?
So what happened was when we both, I picked up my bike and ran to the side as I could see everybody in horror because they thought, what the hell? And I take the bike to we were right in front of a Chipotle. So I wheel the bike over to the Chipotle parking lot. She pulls over. She gets out with this horrified look because in her brain, she just hit a guy on a bike.
She did.
I yelled at her. I said to her, "Did you have your turn signal on?" Now, of course, she's going to say yes, but I didn't say it.
Did you have a dash cam?
No, I don't. Not yet. Pull over, and she says, "Should I call the cops?" Now, I don't know the rules in New Jersey. I hit her, but she kind of hit me. I don't know who would be at fault. I don't know, who would be liable. What would be the whole nine.
Do you have to insure an e-bike?
No, I tried to. They wouldn't.
Crazy.
So she looks at me and she says, "Do you need a police officer?" I said, "No." "Do you?" I said, "I'm not going to tell you not to." She goes, "No." She didn't want to call a police officer. And she goes, do you want EMS? I said, "No." I looked down. My arm is all bloody. I looked down. My shirt's all torn, and the bike, the handlebars are like bent to the side, not bent, but like cockeyed, like not broken, and the chain is off. Pop the chain back on, and I call Laura and I tell her, you gotta come pick me up. But then I look down at the bike and I pop it all back into place. I go, "Wait a second, I think I could drive this home." So then I get back on the road. I start driving home, all bloody and battered, and I get home and the bike. I was very happy that the bike was still fine. So that was it. Drove back to work on Monday.
Well, I always thought insurance companies would insure motorcycles because people die. so it's usually, but
all right.
Yeah, man, I've always wanted a motorcycle, but I've never.
Yeah,
I've never done it because of that.
Right,
I mean, let's
start our show. Yeah, we're cutting into gaming time. All right, let's start our show. Just a quick thing before we start. Everybody, please share everywhere you possibly can. Let people know that we're playing, that we're doing our show, our little podcast. It's going to be a little different in terms of what you see and how we're presented, because I did have technical difficulties earlier that made us had to switch over to StreamYard, which is what we usually use for streaming when we're playing video games. So there you have it. And with that being said, guys, it's just going to be us on camera. So if you look at your little icon, there is a mute button. Just mute your microphone. Or you know what? I'll just take you guys off and I'll play the intro music and then I'll put you guys back in. So we'll do that.
All right. Do you have a bike bell? Do you have a bike bell?
You had to get that in there, didn't you? Just. All right. We're going to start the show. Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Deviant Gamer Podcast, a podcast that heckles AI to feel better about itself. Because you know what? I don't want to know all the knowledge in the world through AI. I just want to know that I'm important, that I'm special. Like, gosh darn it, AI is not better than me. F you, AI. With me, as usual, is Demonoid and Godfrey. What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
A little hard out as we are broadcasting a little differently today as I'm getting DLL errors as I work my computer magic. Computers are sometimes the best thing in the world, and sometimes you literally want to raise it above your head and smash it on the ground, which is what I kind of want to do right now with my system. But even with that being said, I'm glad to be joined by these gentlemen right here to do this show because it's going to be fantastic. I just got back from a week-long, 7 days long in Florida trip with the family to Disney World, I should say. Disneyland is on the West Coast. Disney World to SeaWorld to Universal Studios. And guys, it was nice to be out there, to unplug, to be in the moment, and to be a muggle.
A muggle?
I was waiting for who was going to say what is a muggle.
I know what that is. I'm not going to admit it.
Interesting.
You don't know what a muggle is?
I'll ask AI.
There you go. Ask AI what a muggle is, because that's what AI is here for. But I'm happy to be back in the saddle. That is why we took a week off last week. I was in my car riding with the family, the 15-hour drive from Jersey to Florida, and it was a hell of a week. I don't have any pictures of videos to bring up currently, but let me just tell you, the little ones had a fantastic time, and I got to hug Goofy. So,
for the audience, a muggle is a person who does not have a particular type of skill or knowledge. So the example is, I'm a muggle when it comes to knitting.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
That's enough for the audience for like.
That's enough.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Cambridge Dictionary over you guys. So
wait, Godfrey, what is your Twitter handle?
The Godfrey.
All right. So if anybody wants to hit him up and let him know what a muggle is, and let him know how you feel about the fact that he doesn't know what one is, go ahead.
So I guess there's a slang term, but I did go
to a slang term.
Only the
dude. Cambridge Dictionary says that's the thing. So I mean, I guess it's been altered. Now I know.
Good 7 to 8 year block of.
A muggle is a person without magical abilities in the Harry Potter series.
There you go.
That's it.
So it's not a Harry Potter word. It's a word that Harry Potter used.
I don't know about
that. Cambridge Dictionary says otherwise, but I mean, listen.
Harry wrote dictionary.
I thought it was like another. I thought it was like a another version of cuck.
Wait, I love Demonoid's way of just making that fact known. Yeah. Harry Potter wrote the dictionary. They just takes a sip of beer.
Yeah, no problem.
Like a professor letting you know what the deal is, and just basically look at you and telling you stupid. That was pretty funny. I like that. But no, so I'm glad that I'm here. I did the Harry Potter world was amazing. The best ride.
I don't know what is that.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry, that was a muggle. Stop. No, I'm just joking.
You should test out your soundboard before you use it on air, you weirdo.
I typed in muggle.
Anyway, yes. So the best thing that I rode out there was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which was unbelievable. So if you have a chance and you haven't gone and checked it out, please do so. Also, some great news to bring to you in terms of Deviant and getting out there and getting some media coverage of some amazing cons. We will be. Let me make sure I got this going on. I don't have it. Let me put
any of your vital information up here, my boy.
I know.
Oh, okay.
We have been invited to PAX Unplugged. Deviant Gamer will be in the house. We are being supplied with a 3-day pass, as you can see on the screen for those of you watching the video right now. A 3-day pass to go cover the convention. Myself and Demonoid went last year. It was insanely awesome. Way better than I thought it was going to be. I got to say that, Demonoid.
Yeah.
Way better than I was going to be. Way better. Yeah, I bet you do know. He's been deep diving. You'll talk about that later on. But it's held in Philadelphia, PA. So we're only like 20 minutes out from there. And we got an invite. So we're excited to go check it out, to cover all the amazing tabletop games they have out there. Some of the highlights from last year was Dice Throne, which, I mean, we've bought a shit ton of Dice Throne sets already and played a lot. It's one of the ones that Guido likes.
Yeah, he's actually into it.
He loves when he comes over or when we go camping or anything. That's the one game he wants to bring. We also, one of the highlights was Heroes of Barcadia, which has a Heroes of Barcadia, which we will be going over and interviewing them. I guarantee that.
They have an expansion or something?
They have a, I think it's, I'm going to the site because our good friend Marty, also known as Marty McPhail. Yeah, so Heroes of Barcadia, Heroes for Hire, which is their latest one coming out, is on Kickstarter right now. So it's a new version, I guess, expansion, I guess you can call it. What do they say here? Do they new challenges and heroes await? Kickstart Heroes of Barcadia, Heroes for Hire, the next Barcadian adventure from Rollcrit. So what this tells me right now, and he is backing them, and I think we should back them as well. I haven't done it yet, but I definitely think that we should do as well.
Yeah.
This tells me that Heroes of Barcadia did well. So I'm happy to hear that. I mean, we've played a few times. Godfrey, you've never been over on one of our Heroes of Barcadia nights, have you?
I don't think so. Is that one of the Facebook invites that I denied? No.
Yeah, it probably is one of the ones you denied.
I put it on maybe and I forgot about it. Funny story is my brother is a huge board game nerd, and he has a board game day once a year where it's just like straight board games from like, I don't know, 9 a.m. to like 2 a.m.
Yeah, we used to do weekly Friday nights, which has now been WoW night for a while. Used to be board game night, cards and board game. We play Magic the Gathering. We play Heroes of Barcadia. We'd play some Warcraft board games. We played a lot of different things, and it was really fun. So before we started the show, me and Demon were discussing that we need to bring that back. We kind of got too enthralled with the video game side of it, and even though, again, we love video games, we want to keep that going. Our Friday night game night, raid night, whatever you want to call it, we want to do maybe a monthly board game night, right?
Board game nights can be fun. I have one request if I come over. So, all right, let me ask you guys this, because I played a lot of board games as well. Can a board game be too complicated? Can it be too easy? Like, I always feel like when there's a board game night, there's always one or two games that are way too convoluted. You know what I mean? Like, do you try to weed those out? Like, some board games, I'm like, come on, man. Like, you got to think like 50 moves ahead. I'm just like, this is,
Well, yeah, 100% there is. There's definitely way too easy. Yeah, I mean, we could play Candyland, and that would be silly. And your too difficult thing, yes, there's 100%. Like, there's been games where me and Mike had to stop and YouTube some guy telling you just how to set the board up. But then,
oh my God,
once you learn it, that I like those games more though, because once you learn it, there's actually strategy. Like, you can play it different ways. So it's almost like WoW, how you can build your character a different way. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that it's tough. It adds to the replayability of it,
That, and what Mark said was correct. Like, the harder the board game, it seems, is the more fun you're going to have. You have to have the patience to have a night where you're like, this is going to be our learning night. You know what I mean? Where you bring up a YouTube video, you lay the board out the way he says it, and you kind of take it step by step. One of those games was, I've got a Gears of War board card game kind of thing. It's I played it once, no, actually 3 times with Guido while we were camping, and the ins and outs of it are very different than any other card battle game. But like Demon was saying, once you get into the rhythm, once you do, I think I would have to say 2 rounds of a game, then it becomes, okay, we understand what's going on here. I mean, the biggest one from back in the day that most people probably remember is like Risk. Risk was a game that literally was so in depth and so much going on.
Oh, I love Risk.
But sometimes you'd have to leave that board there for days.
Classic Seinfeld episode there.
Yeah, nobody touched the board. So
I like some of the old schools. Like I like Stratego, but no one plays that anymore. That's kind of simple but fun.
we're not playing that. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Battleship was great back in the
No.
day when it wasn't like electronic. You know.
But it'll be nerdy shit if you're coming to our board game.
Oh, I know. Trust
Yeah.
me. I'm well aware of that.
we have the Lord of the Rings get Magic the Gathering decks, so
Yes.
we get nerdy.
I've been there. I remember I brought over a pizza and you guys were like, "Oh, you have to touch it with your fingertips. You can't get grease on."
Oh yeah. I mean, don't you know?
Well, yeah, what are
board
you, a
game and card game
savage?
etiquette. Yeah.
Well, I when it comes to that, I am a savage. I have no no knowledge of that. But Mike wanted pizza, so he started picking it up like this, so he can play Magic and still eat it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I was thinking about doing a fork and knife. The PAX Unplugged is in Philadelphia, PA, from December 6th to the 8th. If you're going, let us know you're going. We'll meet up and hang out. They do serve beer there, but also they have bars around the facility to go just chill, play a game that you bought, and have a few drinks and just talk about games. So it's 68 days away, and the passes aren't that expensive. Let me just give a heads up. A 3-day badge is $94, but a Friday badge is $46, or Saturday or Sunday. It's a single day badge. Sunday kids badge is only $17. So yeah, come on out, hang out. I think they did go up from last year, and it's because it's getting popular. Like I think that what we're going to talk about today has something to do with the influx of board games, like really making a comeback, and you've got a lot of big celebrities that have come out in recent times, talking about Magic the Gathering. Post Malone is one that I could think of off the top of my head, who is well known in the Magic the Gathering community. But then you've got individuals that play. Jesus Christ, why can't I think of the name of the game that I don't like to play that's too imaginary? Gotta use your imagination, Godfrey. Stop trying to show off your cat. Really? What are you doing?
It's on my back. It's on the back of my chair. These orange cats are crazy, man. Get off my chair.
Why can't I think of the name? Demonoid. What am I thinking of where it's imaginary and Dungeon Master?
Dungeons and Dragons?
Dungeons and Dragons. Why can't I think of Dungeons and Dragons?
I would.
Jeez, that name just escaped me. Dungeons and Dragons was something I've never played. I tried to play once, and it was just such a bad experience.
But you need a good DM. With a good Dungeon Master, you could have fun, and the problem is that we don't know anybody that can do that. I would just want to play, not be the DM. I used to know. So I played years and years and years ago with a good DM. I would never play with just us. We need somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. All right, so PAX Unplugged. Thank you to PAX Unplugged for sending us an invite, and we will see you guys there. And as we gear up for December 6th through the 8th to go there and cover the event, we will start talking a little bit more about some of the showcase games that are going to be presented there. Kind of give them a little heads up of, give you guys a little heads up of what to expect and what our thoughts are and who we are looking forward to meeting and interacting with and what games we're looking forward to playing. Hopefully we can set up some special time with each game to have a little demo presented to us. So that should be a lot of fun. All right. With all that being said, let's get into today's show. On today's show, on today's show, we jump out of reality and into the future with MetaConnect 2024 and all the amazing announcements. But first, let's discuss what we've been playing. I'm going to go to Demonoid first because I know that he's got some shit he's been getting into on top of what he's been playing. So I want to hear all about that.
Right. So not so much so what I've been playing, more so what I've been researching, because what we were just talking about, board gaming stuff. Anybody that's in the know with gaming right now and on Steam and everything knows that Warhammer just put out Space Marine 2. I knew nothing about it, wasn't even waiting for it. Didn't play the first one, don't know anything about the Warhammer universe, but I mean, it looks awesome. Mike, you're a big fan of Gears of War, and it is a third person, over the shoulder squad shooter type of thing where you're like a big ass super marine fighting tons of people. I'm into it. I'm into the world. Like you said, Mike, you don't want to jump ship to a different game because we're deep in the WoW right now, but I put it on my wish list. If it goes on sale, it's going to be an instant buy for me because it is a full AAA game. It's a $60 game right now. So it's got to go on the wish list for now, until we're ready.
Well, yeah, like I had said to you before, like I've watched the video of the game, and at PAX Unplugged, I actually was very much so into their setup and everything they had going on. So I love just the view and the aesthetic of everything from the Warhammer universe. So I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
But it does seem like such a deep dive. Like
Oh,
that
it
looks
is.
like a rabbit hole that could go very deep.
Yeah, so I started by just talking about the video game that kind of got me looking into that world, but because we cover everything, tabletop, everything, whatever, and we have that background anyway with Magic the Gathering, I looked into the original Warhammer, like what people used to do with the miniatures and rolling dice and building the terrain and doing your armies, and it is serious. I want to play it big time. I don't think we're ready for it. I think we should do a little bit of research and maybe go to, I already forget, we've been out of the loop so long, that place up near us, the really cool card shop in Cherry Hill area.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee they do a night where we could probably walk in there. But no, it's pretty serious. Like you need to have your army set, you need to have your faction set, you need to have the rule book for that faction. So yeah, it's a big jump to get into it, and it's an expensive hobby.
I'm sure it is. I mean, hearing you talk about that not only makes me think about the World of Warcraft actual board game that we have, but also, let me see if I can bring this up. Figures it's a super small picture.
That's what I think we should just do, is to scratch my itch of moving a miniature around a board and rolling dice. Is we play a couple games of the WoW board game, and then maybe we'll look into, yeah, there you go. There's the
WoW minis.
Yeah, WoW minis.
Remember that?
Yes. So yeah, that was basically Warhammer with WoW characters. But yeah, that was the thing about Warhammer. Like as I've done a deep dive and learning it, you need to buy your army and then build your army, because they're plastic pieces. It's like model building. I don't know if you ever built models as a kid, like model cars. That's what you do. You build the minis, then you paint the minis.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, Warcraft just uses generic colors, but Warcraft, Warhammer.
It's just so many wars.
Yeah, in Warhammer, you piece it together, you paint each army, and then each piece has like a point value. Most people do like a 2,000 point army that you need to, assemble and then fight against somebody else in the terrain. And you need to know your army's rules. There's a rule book that you need to buy. Like, it's a lot. It's not something you just jump into. There are, so I say that, and then also there is a starter pack. I've read some stuff about like $140-ish starter pack thing that would let you play a small quick game to see if you like it. I don't know that we need to do that. I think we just play the WoW board game a couple times, or maybe go watch a Warhammer night and see if we like it. But I definitely want to try that and check it out.
I'm 100% in on that. I'm looking at this guy's Warhammer tabletop that he has set up, and it's just fucking insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely something to look into. And we're both, Demonoid talked about how he had the game, the PC game that just came out. What was the name of that one?
What, the Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yeah. And it looks unbelievable. I put it on my wish list as well. So once it goes on sale, I'll get it. It'll be in my library, and we'll test it out. So, Godfrey, did you have a chance to play anything this week?
Just a few Madden games, and I was really enjoying playing some World of Warcraft during my cooldown phase.
Did you play some Warcraft? Did you hop in there?
No. I'm gonna try tonight after we get off the show. But I will say, it was funny because I was thinking about it. I was like, should we start journaling my journey as a beginning player? And let me just tell you guys, when you try to play with experienced players, you're like, oh yeah, oh, I totally forgot about that role. I've been playing for like a quarter of a century. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
cool.
true.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
so yeah, there's definitely some labor pains getting going if you're brand new to it. I will say that. So you have to,
There are. I mean,
you have to stick with it.
we're at the 20th anniversary. When you have a 20-year-old game, it's you're gonna have a learning curve, but you also have a lot of people in there that are experienced that are going to be able to give you the proper most people will be able to give you the proper knowledge.
Yeah, we
You
try
run
to
into
help as best we can. We want new players, so we help.
right, but if you run into somebody else, there are some how do I say this?
Guidos.
Elitist
Mm.
who think that if you don't do exactly the way they do it and exactly they'll snub their nose at you, you kind of thing.
Well, I'm looking forward to you finally using my boost.
I'm looking forward to it too. For me, I did get a chance to play some Warcraft. I played while I was in Florida. I played, I believe, the first day I got down there after driving for 15 hours. I was able to log on and do a couple of time walking dungeons with Demonoid. It was kind of funny because it was kind of punch drunk. We both were punch drunk that night.
Yeah.
We just said whatever the fuck happens, and I don't even know what keys I was pressing. So that was interesting. Other than that, yeah, it was just a week filled with mouse ears. I did find out one thing. I did not know this, that if a child hugs one of the cast members, but one of the ones that are being is a character, the character's not allowed to let go. My daughter hugged Daisy Duck for literally 5 minutes.
What does that mean exactly?
So she ran up and hugged Daisy, right? So Donald and Daisy were standing next to each other. She ran up and hugged Donald. She hugged him for like literally like 2 minutes. Like it was forever. And think about how long 2 minutes is. I started getting antsy because there's a line behind me of people waiting to go see Daisy and Donald. They're huge. And he's looking at me and he's going, no, no, no. Like he's putting up his finger. It's okay. She goes over to Daisy, and Daisy's one of her favorites. She literally Daisy kneels down. My daughter engulfs her, like the whole duck outfit, and snuggles her head in there and just doesn't let go. Just lays there, like in her arms. And Daisy's sitting there petting her head, and Donald goes over and kneels down, and he's petting her back and kind of tickling her arm as she's sitting there. And I went to go get her. Okay, come on, baby girl. And the attendant, the overseer, the person that goes with them, the wrangler, was like, no. You let that happen. This is a moment. They're having a moment, and that little girl is going to have her moment as long as she wants. When I say standing there for 5 minutes, not only did I tear up, I did. I'm going to admit it. I teared up. It was a beautiful moment.
Was anybody in the back of the line and was like, yo, jerk off, tell your kid to let go?
Oh, yeah.
That in my
Every one of
mind,
them.
even though they weren't saying it, I'm thinking these people are pissed off because like everybody else was like 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, like in, out. We're there for like 5 minutes. And I'm just standing there. I didn't know what to do. It was crazy. But it was very special. It was a very nice moment. I videotaped it. And it's a memory that she'll never have, but I will have forever. So very cool. Tearing up right now, guys. Tearing up.
Do another shot.
Do another shot. Do another. Now you sound like my dad. Do another shot, pussy. No. Let's get into the news that dropped this past week. So I got home and did as much as I possibly could to prepare for today's show. And this is why, even though we had the technical difficulties, I was like, no, this is going to happen. Because this week was a huge, huge week for VR. And I could not let us not do a show and talk about Meta Connect 2024 that happened only a couple days ago, Wednesday on September 25th, with a slew of VR news that I don't even think, I'm going to say it right now, Apple can suck it. Because Quest, the Zuck man, is slanging that thing all over the table,
Wow.
and Apple can't touch it. Apple can't touch it. All right. So you agree, Godfrey?
Yeah, no, I was just your choice of words were interesting.
It's a weird segue to go from beautiful moment with Daisy and Donald to Mark Zuckerberg slanging that thing. I understand.
I mean, I didn't know it was that type of show, but all right.
Announced this past week was the Meta Quest 3S, which is the budget-friendly version of the Meta Quest. It is everything that the Meta Quest 3 is, but has the screen resolution and the glass in there of the Meta Quest 2. This is why they're able to bump it down in price. So
spend the extra money.
Wait, why would you boo that? I'm sitting here talking this all up, and you boo it?
We got to unplug his soundboard.
Why would you? I know.
$4.99. I
I'm
get
gonna
the
have to start
$4.99
like
home.
Just put him on mute
flags
when you're talking.
when I'm talking. He literally played his soundboard, I think, over me like 3 times already. By the way, in case anybody doesn't understand this, Godfrey, a professionally, he went to a professional school for broadcasting. Okay, so teachers are so proud. But yeah,
teachers don't even work there anymore.
So now we've got the Meta Quest 3S. You can get that from $299 or the Meta Quest 3 at $499. When you're looking at the really only competitor on the playing field, I mean, you've got the Valve Index and big screens headset, but those aren't competitors. I don't see. Those are very niche. Like the people that are getting those are a small portion of the consumer playground. Meta Quest 3S from $299, especially going into the holiday season, giant for the younger generation of VR players. And then Quest 3 being bumped down to $499. Come on, guys. Come on.
That's
if you're
move.
Not even getting
is a 3. I don't care. I mean, that's the move.
Well, the whole thing is, and I'll say this till the cows come home, it's not just about the games or the apps that you're using in terms of like watching video. The MR, the mixed reality version of the software that allows you to play Xbox games, that allows you to watch TV in a room while somebody else is watching TV, allows you to play your PC anywhere in the house. The mixed reality portion of this, once you dive deep into it, it's amazing. And the fact that the Meta Quest 3S has all of that functionality, the color pass-through, that it makes this mixed reality so amazing. Kudos to the Zuck. Kudos to the Zuck. Godfrey, so since you kind of had a lot to say, God, what are your thoughts on this announcement?
Well, I was booing the Meta Quest 3S, not because it sucks, but just because you should spend the extra money, because you get the best one. It's going to last longer. The hardware's updated. I think the biggest thing for me with the first one I had before, or the one before that, I'm sorry, the Meta Quest 3 was the eyes. It wasn't as easy on the eyes. Things were kind of blurry, and I'm going to buy the 3. Like, I'm going to get the $499 one. It was $650, so now it's down to $499, which is a huge discount. And I'm looking at it, and I was watching the videos before the show tonight, and I could just tell it's just going to fit on my face better. It's just going to feel better.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it.
It definitely is, but you've got to look at it from a consumer standpoint. When you've got parents buying gifts for their kids, when you've got kids, the teenagers that are working part-time jobs or minimum wage, you've got these individuals that either want one but don't feel like they can afford it, or you've got these parents that are just looking for a quick gift for their kid because they've already got the PS5, they've already got the Xbox, they've already got all this stuff. So when they're out there and they're on a budget because they don't want to just buy them one gift, a $299 price point makes this more of a viable option to grab it. What that does is it broadens that player base, that user base for the Quest, and also on top of that, enables Quest and developers to make bigger, better, badder apps for it because they know that their player base has grown. So yes, absolutely. And I watched a video earlier today from Virtual Reality Oasis, Mike from there, and he said, if you can save a little bit of extra money, if you can hold off a little bit longer, go for the Quest 3. Absolutely. I will never deny that. I will tell that to people every day. But if somebody comes up to me and says, I really don't want to spend the extra money, I will tell them absolutely get a Quest 3S because it will play everything else, everything that a Quest 3 will play, because the inner workings, it's got that, I forget what it is. It's Snapdragon. Let me see if I can look it up. The Snapdragon core processor. All right, here we go. Let me bring this up. So, all right, they both have the Snapdragon CPU. They both are wireless. They both have mixed reality. They both have the same exact controllers. All right, the difference comes in with the Meta Quest 3S high definition resolution at 1832 by 1920, whereas the Quest 3 is 4K. Infinite display, 30% more pixels. Okay, now is that great? Yes. But is it something that I would tell somebody they're going to 100% miss out? No. Just because you watch a TV show in HD and somebody else is watching it in 4K doesn't mean you're not going to watch it. It means you got a better deal on your TV. The Quest 3 is lightweight. They're both lightweight. And then you got the storage options. The biggest thing, Meta Quest 3 now only has the 512 gigabyte. I have the 256 gigabyte behind me. But now the 128 and 256 has been designated for the Quest 3. Or Quest 3S, I should say. So I'm all for this. I'm all for individuals having a streamlined way to get into VR. And I want more than anything for this to be mainstream as fuck. Now, I would like it to be where Meta and Apple are like PlayStation and Xbox, because competition breeds greatness. But as of right now, I am team Meta. And when Xbox was out, I was team Xbox, and I still swear to this day, Xbox kicks your ass. Also, on top of this, if you buy Quest 3 or Quest 3S right now, Godfrey,
Batman,
you get Batman Arkham Shadows, which is released, I believe, next month for free.
I think you have till April to take advantage of that.
Yes, you have till April 30th, but that's 2025. So you have a long time to take advantage of that. And I'm bummed because I'm going to pay for this. Like, this game is amazing. The amount of fidelity, the amount of game power that they're getting out of the Quest 3 and Quest 3S right now, the processor is bar none. They're pushing the limit of what this console can do to the point where distinguishing between PC VR and wireless VR is it's almost imaginary line. What else I have to say? Let me see. Processor, not as thin as compact as Quest 3, but does weigh less. And pre-orders are live right now, and the system will ship on October 17th.
Yeah.
Wait, before you speak. Demonoid's been sitting there. I would like to hear his opinion on this.
Whoop.
As somebody who jumped into VR with me, we both jumped in together. This guy was the reason I bought a Rift after I'd already bought a Quest back in the day.
Because I one-upped you back then, way back then. Yeah.
You one-upped me, came over to my apartment. We opened it up together like two little kids on Christmas.
Yeah.
We oohed and awed it. We cooked it up and played it. And I think the next day I went and bought a Rift. So I had 2 VR headsets because this is before they did. This is like literally, I think it was like 6 months before they announced Link, which allowed me to play PC VRs on my Quest 1.
Yeah.
And then I had to sell my Rift. But so I want to hear your opinion on this as somebody who has played VR, has enjoyed VR, but kind of stepped away from VR.
Yeah, I stepped away big time. I love it. It's one of those things. I don't know what the phrase for it is called, but it's one of those things like once you put it on, once you force yourself to do it, you realize you think you kick yourself in the ass. Like, why wasn't I doing this earlier? Because like,
Yeah.
it's so easy to just leave it sitting over there because you want to sit down and relax. Our buddy Guido says it all the time. He's like, I stand on my feet, I swing hammers all day. I don't want to come home from work, sit down and keep doing that. I want to sit on a chair and play a video game. But once you put that on your head and you start having the experience, you don't realize you're fatigued. You don't realize it's stressful. Like, it's fun. You're in another world. You're either killing a million of people in Blades and Sorcery, or you're shooting zombies in Arizona Sunshine, or you conquer the world in was it your Asgard's Wrath or whatever. Like, it's just insane. Or you can even just drive around Google, like simple things, even non-gamers. Like, I put the headset on my wife like 3 years ago, whenever I bought it. Just let her drive around Google Earth, because it's a different experience than when you're looking at Google Earth on a computer. You're like there.
Right.
Like, we went back to a vacation spot. We went to like where we were on a honeymoon, like physically there, like with Google Earth. Like, it's wild. Like, so it's something in there for everybody.
It's not just about a video game and beating, a level. There's experiences you have in there that you're not going to get anywhere else. And you are right. It is something that you have to be like, okay, I'm going to put this on my head. It's not just picking up a paddle, but also, and you said something was really hit home with me, which was you put on the headset and you forget that you're fatigued. You forget, like, because you go into a different world. I've actually been in the middle of a panic attack, and anybody who's had those knows how rough those are, or anxiety attack or whatever. And I put on the headset, and because it takes you away from where you are, you're really going into a different world. The anxiety kind of goes away. It tricks your brain in a way that is bar none. No other system, no other experience, no other going into a room and turning off the lights doesn't do it as well. Eating a gummy doesn't do it as well as a VR headset. Like, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's so great. And then the fitness aspect of it. I walk on a treadmill and play Hearthstone, or I box, or I do something else. There's so many different applications that once you start getting yourself into it, it's kind of addicting what you're able to do in there. And I'm going to end it with this. When I put it on today, because I had to put it on and just see what was going on, because there's some new applications, there's some new things coming out. There was a firmware update, which makes everything a little bit more fluid. It really has jumped leaps and bounds from those days of the Rift. I put it on and I used a remote desktop, and I played Warcraft on a giant. I put the giant screen up there. How fluid it is nowadays. Like, sitting in front of I sat at my computer in front of my monitor, but projected a monitor in front of my monitor. Yeah, monitor reception. But I made it the size of my desk, if that makes sense. And I curved it. I curved it inwards. And I was playing, and because it's mixed reality, it's almost like magical. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not a muggle. It really does seamlessly work in a way that if you wanted to do that every day, it would work. So
dude, you made me want to buy it, like when I got my first one, and then Mike upgraded to the one, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even do half this stuff now. Like, he was showing the pool game, and I'm like, that's why I say get the best one, because your friend's gonna get it and you're gonna be like, why didn't I do it?
Well, so there's always going to be a next one, a better one. That's why I try to get it at the point when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean,
the
it's always best
longevity of
to
it.
do that.
But with Quest 3, I didn't realize how important, how game-changing color pass-through was going to be. But when I put it on that first day when I got it and experienced color pass-through,
Yeah, you
I was
streamed
like,
it, right? Didn't you
right.
stream it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw it. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
That was the game changing. I've even had Demonoid over with the Color Pass-Through with 2 headsets where we anchor a Demio.
Demio, great game. Yeah.
We anchored Demio. We played together in the same room. So that's a board game. Going back to PAX Unplugged, bringing it around, everyone. A board game in VR that we anchored and we played together. And he had the mixed reality. It was amazing. It was again magical. It was like the future.
It is the future. I can't, dude. I'm trying to find stuff online and I can't find anything, but I am a big sports fan and I just cannot wait for these guys to finally collaborate when it ever happens. Like when
I meant to do that today. They're collaborating.
But
So
for live games like that,
I
like,
think it's let me see.
Demon, can you imagine like if you can do
Oh.
virtual reality viewing like for a Phillies playoff game or
Me
an
and-
Eagles game?
Me and Mike used to talk about this on the shows 2-3 years ago. Whenever we had Deviant Gamer and Reboot Reality,
It needs to
we
happen.
talked about that. That was going to be the biggest seller of these headsets if they would put a fucking VR camera on the 50-yard line, on the sideline, or on the corner of the octagon. of
Dude,
the
do UFC. Yeah, they're not
Yeah,
really
like-
doing live UFC. I will pay that overpriced crap now
or
for that.
Put a GoPro on that referee's helmet. I'll pay $150 a ticket. Like I'm in the ring. You know what I mean?
You can't get a better seat.
Yeah.
Like
They're
that,
missing out.
I know they do it with basketball and stuff like that. I do know that, but I'm looking for more. I want some NFL. I want some baseball. I want like live stuff, like even wrestling. Like maybe Meta comes up with their own like TV subscription for sports.
So right now, X Stadium is what they're
saw
using
X
for this.
Stadium. Yeah.
Where you get
cool.
where they're doing it with
NBA and
basketball, where you can
WNBA,
sit on the sidelines and you can watch it, and it's 3D, and you can watch them go. Yeah, so they have a camera on the sidelines, which is they are in the works. I know that I've seen it. I can't find the video for it, but I saw a video where they were promoting. Meta was promoting being on the sidelines for a football game. So I know that it's either in the works or going to come out, but they also have, which is really making some leeway, which is their there we
Pro
go.
Air 2.
Their football game,
Mhm.
which I've played before, and it was unbelievable. And they're going to now allow you to not only be the quarterback, but you can also play off defense. And it's
That's cool.
a whole nother level of playing a full. It's being inside of Madden.
Yeah,
So-
that's cool, man. I mean, if you want Meta to blow up, as soon as they
Whoa.
link in with the major live sports, like and with gambling and everything, it will blow up immediately, like exponentially. I know they got to be working on that, but I see the potential of the platform. It's crazy. I saw it when, Mike first. He was like, I was like, man, I went and bought one like a couple weeks later after he got one, I think, or he was telling me about it. I don't know how long he had it, and then I played with it. And it was great for a while. But then he deflated my ship and shot a bullet hole in my sail when I saw the new one. I was like, I don't even want to touch the old one anymore. I don't even want to touch it. So I'm getting that Quest 3 in short order.
But these headsets will level out at some point, just like with phones and everything. But the technology is moving so fast right now. It's really getting to newer and bigger heights. Speaking of that, with because they're trying to merge everything and make the lightest form facting headset they possibly can with the most technology crammed in there. So another thing that they discussed, which has been something they've been selling for I think 2 years now, is the Ray-Bans.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
the Meta Quest Ray-Bans, they discussed that at the Connect event. The big game changer for this, not only updating the technology in it, but they already have the ability to, you can make phone calls on your wearing these glasses. You can listen to music, you can take video, you can take pictures, all that kind of good, happy stuff. But also they're integrating Meta AI. So Meta AI, just like with all other companies doing AI, is
Crazy stuff.
yeah, it's crazy stuff indeed. And with Meta AI, with these glasses, you will be able to say something like, hey Meta, take a look at the building I'm looking at and tell me what building this is. One of the good ones. Wait, let me see if I can find it. The cool examples they had, which was, give me a second, I'll find it. I thought it was very cool example. They had on the table, like on a kitchen table, all these different ingredients, and they made the comment.
The hologram. It was real items, but holograms over top of them.
Right.
He was building
they're not going to be able to do the holograms. We're going to talk about how they're going to do the holograms in a second. But with the audio, you could say, hey, Meta, tell me what I can make with these ingredients. And it'll tell you, because it's going to be able to see what you're looking at through the cameras. Another great feature of the Ray-Bans is the ability to have a translator on your head to translate what people say in different languages. So I'm not somebody that wears Ray-Bans. I'm not a Ray-Ban guy. But like I was saying before the show with Demonoid, I am contemplating getting a pair of these Ray-Bans.
Contemplating or guaranteeing?
Shh. There's people listening. They did reveal the see-through version, which I think is
limited
very stylish.
edition, right?
Yeah, to show off the tech that's inside. They said we've spent so many years trying to hide the tech that's inside of these. They wanted to show off the tech that's
Would you wear
inside.
that one? The one that's limited edition? I kind of like to hide the tech because I feel like people still get nervous about that stuff.
No.
I mean, I think it looks cool, but I'm just talking about the transparency of it,
So Glinda for real asked about how much will they be going for. So we're looking at the site right now. The limited one that Godfrey's talking about is $429. I see a pair right here for $299. I think $299 is the cheapest. $379. Different styles and different glasses in terms of whether or not they're
is there a Temu version?
Whether they're prescription or if they're what's the kind that goes light to dark. I don't wear glasses. Transition glasses or not makes a difference. So if I went for these, it looks like they're gonna be. See, I got to choose all the different things. It's about about $300 for them. So I'm all in on these. Any thoughts on your guys' end?
I actually was an early adopter and I had the Snapchat glasses when they first
Did
came
you
out.
really?
Yep.
Oh,
I still have them sitting here over on my mantle. So, I use them. I don't use Snapchat as much anymore. I used to back in the day. Now it's more like it's annoying to me, the platform, but when it was brand new, it was definitely being used a lot when it first came out. And so I did use those glasses. And so that's why, like, I don't know, man, like I think it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. I love the way the translucent glasses look, or where you can see the tech in it. But also I think like people think everybody's being recorded at every moment, and that you're gonna make some embarrassing viral video of them, and they're like, are you recording me? And I'm like, no, I just know that from wearing Snapchat glasses.
Well, with these ones, the red light comes on the show that you're recording, but I know that they've talked about people that like cover that light so that you don't know they're recording you.
I would.
I'm in the state of mind though. In today's world, the second you step outside of your house, you're on camera.
Sure.
Like, that's just it. You're on camera. Just deal with it. Privacy is a thing of the past.
Yeah. I was helping my brother set up a smartwatch, and he's like, do they need all this information? I'm like, you're not that important.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Dude, toxic mom all the time thinks she's being hacked. I'm like, what are they going to get from you? Like, they're not hacking into your system to steal your millions. Like, that is not a thing. So,
dude, what about the dub over? They were talking about the dub over reels, where you can literally have someone speak in another language, and they said that they will sync it with their voice and their mouth, so it does not look like you see the deep fake or the AI videos these days that are out there, the cheap ones, and you can tell it's not them talking. But Part of that scares me, and part of that
freaky
excites me.
real.
Yeah.
It's getting freaky real. And speaking of Godfrey, I blame you for that one.
Yeah, have another shot.
I don't know. That was
Speaking of
might have
freaky
been a shot.
real, I'm leaving that one in the show too. That was a nice little
leave it.
blah blah blah. I'm leaving it. We also got this, the first look at Orion, a prototype AR glasses.
Crazy.
These are unbelievable. Like the Ray-Ban, they look like regular glasses, a little bit thicker because of the technology that has to be put into them. But the Ray-Ban glasses are just giving you audio, and they're recording and taking pictures, recording video, but they that's all they do. They don't project any image in front of you. These glasses, not only it's not pass through, you're not seeing a video capture of the outside world, you're seeing directly through them, and they're projecting a floating hologram in front of you, which is unbelievably crazy.
We're living in Star Wars time right now.
We are. Now this thing is a prototype. It's not available for release. Meta was saying that their goal was to try and bring it to the masses, try and bring it to market, but it just couldn't happen because the price point of these glasses right now, if they were to sell them, would be $10,000 each.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Their goal.
I'm sorry, 10 grand. Woo.
There's a lot of people out there with that kind of money to just blow, though. Their goal is to bring it down to a price point that would be the same price point of an expensive cell phone. So I'm thinking somewhere around the ballpark of $1,500 for an expensive premium cell phone, somewhere between 1,000, 2,000. Yeah. And for what these will be able to do, because they're talking about being able to use these in all different aspects of life. The great thing about these is they're wireless. There's no connection. There's no wire connected to them. The processing power is through a puck. Let me see if I can find a picture of this puck that they are using for the processing power. So the processing
amazing stuff.
Oh, the fact that it is the processing power is external, and wirelessly attached to it. Here we go. I got a great picture. Let me bring this up. Is mind blowing in itself. But so here it is. So there's the little puck that goes in your pocket. Unbelievable. And then this little wristband thing that looks like an Apple Watch without a display is their neuro interface. What that means is, so they said they didn't want it can do hand tracking, but they didn't want people walking around like zombies doing gestures in front of their face. They also said that nobody wants to be in a crowded area doing something through these glasses and talking out loud. You don't always want to talk. So when you've got that wristband on, subtle movements of your hand, they said to scroll, if you make a fist and put your thumb up like you're making a thumbs up and then kind of rub your finger, that's how you scroll through a web page up and down. Because the wristband can detect those little subtle muscle movements and how it's moving to detect that you're actually doing that. Or pinching, which finger you're pinching, or if your wrist is up or down. It's unfreaking believable, the applications that this is going to bring forth and what it's going to do. So on top of all that, it could still do everything the Ray-Bans do with audio, with video. Oh, wait. Let's showcase this. Godfrey has his Snapchat glasses on.
Now, Ray-Ban needed to be brought in because these looked fucking ridiculous. Okay. So I'm glad that they brought in a partner with some style background because, I mean, the thing about these is it's like, are you recording me? I'm like, I don't know. What do you think these fucking yellow circles are, asshole? like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, that's this is like first generation. Like they came out with a second one. You had like a little USB cord with a weird charging port and it came in this little case. This is how you would charge it. and I got some good footage of it. I would go on vacation and use it because, like, the thing about it is, like, do you want to have your phone out all the time? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You got the smartwatch there, so you can be like, shh, 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 and you get some good footage from it. But I think I'm attracted to the subtleness of the Ray-Bans. Like, even with the translucent one, it still looks more like sunglasses. This looks like a device on your face, right?
Uh-huh.
Google's failed at this category too. Remember, Google had the whole lens spyware thing going on where, like, I forget what it was called, but they miserably failed at it. So I don't know, man. Like, they look pretty cool, the Ray-Ban ones, and they look passable as sunglasses. They have to, because this looks ridiculous. Does this not look ridiculous? Like,
That does.
I mean, that's
Looks like some weird supervillain.
Yeah.
How much were you into Snapchat that you got those?
Had some money to burn.
How bad were you on Snapchat?
I mean,
You didn't even know they existed.
This had to be like 2014 or 15, maybe 2000. I mean, 15. I mean, it was just, I like tech, and it was just like, it seemed like a really great idea because I think it was more before Facebook kind of took a dive, because it's not really after Facebook took a dive, because Snapchat really, remember, Facebook tried to buy, or Meta tried to buy Snapchat, and they said no. In fact, Meta was spying on Snapchat and a couple others. You can look that up.
I'm sure.
They were spying on their users' activity, and I bet you they got some of the ideas from that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I like the Ray-Ban ones. The way they look, it's more subtle, than two yellow holes on the corner of each glass. So
with these Orion glasses, two people in the same room, it'll be able to detect the other pair of Orion glasses. And we're watching a little demonstration of people playing Pong with somebody else there. Again, being able to see them. It's not pass through. It's the actual person. Being able to project multiple screens in front of you and being able to interact with them. And then the one that we were talking about earlier, where it's actually projecting what it's seeing, a pineapple, oats, and then giving you a heads up of what you can make with those. So it's really some amazing things that you can do with this.
Yeah.
Let me see. And now that we've shared Orion, we're focused on a few things. So Meta is focused on tuning the AR display quality to make the visuals even sharper, optimizing wherever we can to make the form factor even smaller, and building at scale to make them affordable, because as of right now, nobody can get them. And the battery life in these is only 2 hours long. They gave out, I think they said 1,000 pairs, again, $10,000 each to internal personnel and to some special outside people, so that they can basically as an alpha to get some feedback on how they use it and the things they get to them. Man, I wish we were one of them.
Well, as Zuck said, it's just a dev kit. They're going to build off of that. And at least he said, in that video that we were strolling through earlier, he said that they already have kind of pathways or whatever, like plans for all of his little bullet points that he wanted to improve on. They kind of have a vision. So it's not like they're just spitballing here. He seems to know what he's doing.
So Godfrey, I think I know the answer to this. Orion, is it something you would buy? Is it something you would wear on a day-to-day basis throughout your life, or no?
I would try it out, not for 10 grand, but I would try it out.
You would try it out? Like you go to a store and get a demo, or would you look to purchase something? If it acts and does what it says in these demos,
there's got to be like some. So yeah, I definitely would. It's like, it seems like it's 4 years ahead of time almost.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
But I would definitely do that if it was the price point of like an expensive cell phone. Yeah, I would buy it.
Yeah, about 1,000, 2,000. Demonoid, you?
It seems silly me being on a video gaming podcast here, but yeah, no, I don't care about technology like that. Like I don't need that in my life. I wouldn't wear that. You give it to me for free, I might wear it and utilize it, but I'm not spending $10,000 on something like that.
No. Even if it was 1,000.
No, 1,000? Fuck no. You know what I could do with $1,000?
I'm thinking about it from content creation. If you're like doing sports and stuff like that, You know,
Sorry.
Show's over,
What?
guys.
what happens? It's supposed to be a professional broadcast here.
I accidentally hit a button.
It happens. From a content creation standpoint, there's endless amounts of potential.
Oh
from
well,
it.
yeah. I would call it equipment at that point. Like for PAX Unplugged, yes, I'd wear it for that. But like my day to day, like walking to the store, going to work to get coffee, like no, I'm not gonna be some fucking idiot wearing this.
Well,
That's just-
they're definitely trying to crack that category. All these companies, like, I mean, the Apple one, I saw how some people are doing it, but I feel like it was a failure because, like, here's the thing, man. They have to be subtle. Like the Apple one, I don't think was very subtle, right? Like,
Right.
and so for people to wear it every day and using their everyday activities, it has to be subtle. Unless you're that particular person who is rare, where they're like, I don't care, I'll wear a box on my head, I'll wear
Yeah.
this. There are people out there like that, but if you're a company investing this type of money, you don't want it to be niche with like just the weirdos out. You want it to be mainstream because
Right.
you're investing so much in this product. It seems groundbreaking. I would definitely give it a shot. I mean, I gave the Snapchat glasses a shot. Why wouldn't I give this a shot? You
That
know
is
what I
true.
mean?
That is true.
So, and this is light years above that. But when those Snapchat glasses came out, that was like the shit. That was like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it was a good conversation starter. Oh, also, it would kind of, I think a red circle would go around on the light when you would use it too. And if you were starting to record, you
Right.
look like Knight Rider, but with a red circle. Like, so, I mean, I would definitely give it a shot because it seems almost unrealistic what they say it could do, even though I do believe they'll get that done. It just kind of astounding what they're saying it could do. And yeah, it's at 10 grand right now because I mean it's a prototype, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it looks awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
from watching the video, like I think it's worth it. If they could get it around that price point of like the top iPhone or like a Google
Mhm.
Pixel Fold, where that's around $1,800, I think some people swallow it because you see. Here's the other thing you have to understand too, and they announced this in the video. For the Meta, for those people that may be on a budget, well, they're coming out with their own finance options now, right? Google does that, and you can finance a phone for 24 months at interest free for equal payment. So you set it out and it just comes to your bank account. It's the 2024 version of layaway, except you get it right away. For those that are old enough.
Finance.
Yeah. So now that Meta is doing that, that's a game changer because people are going to put credit and not cash toward it. So that will make it more affordable. So listen, I'm sorry, this might be a diss, but for the parents out there only doing 300, step your game up, get them to 3.
I just had an idea. I had an idea. Somebody gets Zuck on the phone. I was going to end this show. I was going to end it right there because I know that we want to get into our gaming for the night, but I have to stop. The Zuck needs to hear this. Picture this. This gets released in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Everybody gets these. Everybody's on board. You go out there, everybody's wearing their Orions on their face, right? So everybody's walking the streets of New York, of Philly, all over. Everybody's walking in malls with their Orions on. But everybody's seeing things that nobody else is seeing, right? Which is weird. Everybody has these floating screens, or maybe they got a virtual pet walking with them. Maybe they've got, a virtual buddy standing next to them, walking through the mall with them, whatever they have, right? All these different virtual things with them as they're walking through. They need to allow that when you get in certain range of other Orion headsets, that headset can pick up what you are seeing and be able to see it in real time in front of you. So if you're walking with, I like the idea of like a virtual pet. You're walking with a virtual pet next to you. If I see you and you get into a certain distance from me, 20 feet, 25 feet, well, then I see that virtual pet walking with you. That will add to not only to make it so that it's not so internal that everybody's in their own little world, but that when you're walking around, that it becomes more of a sci-fi, everybody's in on this. And if you want to be able to see what I see, you have to have your own Orion glasses.
Until you walk into a virtual nudist colony.
I'm sure Zuck already has that up on the bulletin board because there's already those weird ass concerts where there's no physical music. Everybody just wears the headsets. So did you ever see that? There's like
The silent raves or whatever. Yeah.
people like getting down and you don't hear shit, but they're
Yeah.
all,
If you don't have a headset on.
yeah, they all look ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm sure.
I could see that though, because like some people may have the personality where they want to dance like that, but they're too shy to do it, and they're not really seeing themselves dance in the same person. It's almost like they're doing it in the third person,
Yeah.
right? So they feel very secure in there. I could totally see that. But now, if they had like a double window view of how they looked without that, which would probably destroy the experience, they probably may feel differently. But
Yeah.
you know, I think I could totally see that. I mean, I'm an early adopter on a lot of stuff. So if it's reasonable, I'll early adopt on it.
All right. Well, with that being said, Godfrey's going to go get his Quest 3. Me and him are going to be rocking in the virtual world in a very not so near future. Going to have some fun in there with you. We'll be able to play our pool game. Thank you to the Zuck Master and Meta for an amazing connect. If you haven't go into Meta Horizon. They have a really cool stage where you can watch the whole Connect presentation and talk with others, or just shut them out and watch it on your own. And it's all presented in 3D. So go check that out. And to all of our faithful followers and listeners, if you get a Meta Quest, pop into our Discord. I usually put links in the show note, and let us know that you're in there. Let us know what your name is, because who knows? Godfrey's going to get one. Maybe Demonoid finds one under the Christmas tree.
Listen, I just looked it up. $34 a month for 24 months.
There you go.
You can have your MetaQuest 3.
Go get yours today. And to everybody else out there, thank you for following, thank you for sharing, and thank you for listening. And remember, it's all fun and games
until somebody
gets trolled.
Later.